Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien, sí, quieres. Anyways, regardless, in my dreams last night I started to speak Spanish, so what I want to show you is this, okay? Now watch this, if I turn it this way, okay, excuse me, this way, okay, there's a little C here, or it can be a U, or the A here, take a look at it, the A is now a C. I just put a little blue because it's a continuous line. Do you know when you do cursive writing and you continue with the line on the bottom? In this instance, I continue with the line coming, okay, from one side to the other side. In all actuality, the figure of this A, if you really look, there's a lot of ways to say it. It starts here and then it goes around, okay? So it's starting from this side, going back. It's like it's starting from 9, and it's going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and then they meet right here. So it's a C. This would be a U because it passes the top of the C, so you're into another level. Okay, so you connect the two worlds together. Like I said, the separations in the line that show distance will actually show how the originality of it was. But when the originality of it is completely finished, I have to break it apart and go back to show you how it's created. So in this letter, the creation is a message. Why is it a message? Because it's in red, okay, and in white in this scenario. The Holy Ghost of the Red Spirit, okay, which is actually the God. But anyways, it says C, U, and then there's an L. An L. You see the L? That goes all the way up to here where the back stops. C-U-L. Call. Call. C-U-L. Or C and the A-L. Call, U-L. The A again. Call you at. Call you at. What time is this? Call you at. It's not exactly 6 o'clock here. It sort of shows more or less 4 o'clock, but the A should be on this angle. You see the angle of this part over here, the way it sits? Okay, this little hump inside. Well, this is an ass, and that's an ass over here. And whatever's inside, okay, the two sides sit on, and this stays up. So I don't give it a number. Like I did yesterday, if I don't give it a number, when I jump over, 8 is the same reason. But we only jump in according to the according to roulette, red and red gets jumped. Okay, 7 and 9 in the 3 instances in roulette get jumped, but the other one is 19 in this one. 19 jumps to 21, so 19 and 21, and this one would be 1, and this one would be 3. This one would be 1, and this one would be 3, because it's on this side. 1 and 3 up here. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 and 0 is 1. 2 and 1 is 3. Okay, so you see this T at the beginning here? This is how it all begins. But the minute that T hooks up to the first 9 numbers, that U, okay, of 1 and 3 goes right down the center, connecting everything right to the 36. But if you flip it over, okay, because of 19, 20, 21, and 16, 17, 18 being the middle of the board, we do this. Now this line represents everything from 10 up to this line. So what we do is this part here is not counted. So this line counts from here all the way up, and you create your jack on one side and your jack on the other side. Now, going back to this symbol, okay, it shows the heavens and it shows the earth. Why? Because it's right underneath. This is in the center. Is somebody floating? They're telling you what world we're at. We're at which world? When it's circled, okay, you're at the secondary world. But I'm going to show you a little bit different. What world are we at? I'm not sure where I was going to start. I'm not quite sure if you even understood me from what I just said, because I was a little confused myself. So what we're going to do now is this. Pluto, oh no, excuse me, stop. We were on roulette on the number 1 and number 3 connecting. Okay, 1 and 3, 19 and 21, 30, 20, 28 and 31. Okay, now you see here, 28. Okay, 28 to 9. Oh, sorry, 30. 28, 2 and 8 equals 10. 1 and 0 is 0. 3 plus 0 is 0. Here's a 1 and a 3. But this one you can't jump, because this one is a black 28 and this is a red 30. So you can't jump this one. So you can jump this one and this one, but you can't jump this one. Okay, so it's telling you about the difference between the two worlds right now. Between the two worlds this way and the connecting of the two worlds this way. Why can't 30 creation connect to this as 58? It can't connect to it because it has to be in the center. 5 and 8 is 13. Okay, the one spirit of 3, right? Like I just said, 28. So do you understand that? This is the lower world all the way up to 16. At 21, it is the completion of the explanation of the spirit world and the beta alpha connection. At 22, it says life, then explains 23 the creation of life, then 24 what life is and man is and the heaven is, and then 25 is why. The one world of why, because it's one stick of God split into 2, and then the other world, beta, is one stick of God split into 2. It's the way it works. So hard to explain that. So hard to explain. The Y has a Passover. You skip over the 8, like I said before. That whole telephone deal, A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, and all this, the number 7 has a 4th one, usually, on the regular phone. It has a 4th one, and that's because beta to God is connected to the 7th gate. Okay, I always used to say she's the beta God, but the beta 2 parts of God, whatever it is, I really never got nitty-gritty into that, so I might not say it properly. I just say it's beta's world, but it makes the Pontiac pentagram where the legs spread out and 2 center goes into 7-9 on the outside. And if you flipped over that 7-9 on the outside, it becomes 1 and 3 again. So that's why we can skip over the 8, because we already have the passages, the 1 and the 3, and the 2 is taken over the heavens from above. You follow me? So I'm starting to think, is Santa Claus in the North Pole? Or is it actually a woman? You see, still God is two-faced. So, okay, so now I did that on roulette. I showed you this, okay, these 2 dice, okay. There's no spirit on them. The spirit on them has to go in the center. But if the spirit on them has to go on the center, right, even if they're in the center and there's a spirit, like I'm in the center, this one or this one has to have a connecting rod that continues on this angle. And the only way to get the connecting God is you have to add an extra point inside, which is God. You see how the shape is? See how the shape is? And there's a line here. It's a V with a line here. And that line is from the jacks and kings in the deck of cards. The queens have straight lines in their hair and a little curl of the rainbow as they jumped over the heaven and into heaven. It's pretty funny, eh? Jumped over 2 and 5 into 8. Because when you jump over, oh, forget it. I wish I had a cigarette. Now what we're going to do right now, did I finish with that? I did the 1 and the 3, why we jump over. The 25 and the 27, 2 and 5 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. Okay, again, let me get back to that last one. I forgot to do this one. 25 and 27. Y, H, Q, Z. 27, 25, 52 is 24, 76. Okay, here. Y letter, 5 and 2 is 7. 2 and 6 is 8. 2 and 7 is 9. So we're jumping. So we're going to jump from here to here. Why? Because 5 and 2 is 7. Bring it to a 10, 10. It's 3. Okay? But 5 and 2 is 7 in the 7 world. So it doesn't have to go anywhere. 2 and 7 is 9, and that's the birth. This is our gates, and the birth. The birth and the gates. Now what you have is the birth and the gates and the bill, and the bill and the gates, and the gates and the birth, and the bill of the duck, and the duck of the bill, and the gates of the bill, and the man's into the world. Now what you have, okay, is 9 and 7 is 16, which creates the one spirit of the 6 islands, which is 1, 2, 3, which is the connecting worlds. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, connecting worlds. So this letter is Y and this letter is Y. In between the 8 letter that we jumped all the way down is H, Q, Z. 8, 8, 8 between 7 and 9. Now you can start doing all your multiplications if you want and additions just to see. We do know that the H is automatically an I. We do know that the Z is automatically an N. Add on 23, the number 23, because H is an I and Z is an N. So now we have to add on 23 to the 24, and we get 40. Hold on a second. Hey, what's up? Listen, I need 5 minutes. I'm doing something that I need to finish. I'd go 100%, but yesterday I lost my keys. I have to go try and find them. I lost my keys by walking from my car to the store. Of course I could, but you'd have to pick me up. Yeah, I don't have my car. No, so what is traffic going to be like? Thank God it's not a money question. Something in reality, somebody in our way this time, taking up our space. Wow. You know what? It's a beautiful day. It's Saturday. It's still Shabbos. Okay. Yeah, I think most of the people went up last night, not today. Like I said, it's Shabbos, right? For the rest of the day. You know what? When you pick me up, that's a good time. I'm home all day. I might be walking out to the store to see if I can find my keys. Yes. I have to plug it in, but otherwise I'll have no power. Okay, dollar store. The bank? What are you going to do with a bank? The snow's all melted. There's no more banks around. And you're going to buy what? I thought you were going to the bank. You can't buy the bank. It's closed. It's closed for the long weekend. No? Wow. You're a lucky guy. Your bank is open. I've closed my bank a long time ago. I tell them to go over. Yes. Beautiful. I really appreciate it. It's going to be good. I can't wait. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Now that man's name was Stephen. Saint. The saint, why? Because S and T stand for 39, first, last, the best of all. It was a test of life, the best, the rest. It was the rest of the world who had the test. Who did the best? Irrelevant, regardless to who and comparable to the others. The test of the comparables are to the liberty and the understanding the differences from within inside ourselves to bring out the balance in the way we can. Regardless, there is no best in this. It's just, can you do it? Can you do it? Can you let someone kick you in the ass 3/4 of your life? Can you do it? It has to be done. You know why? It may not always be the same person kicking you in the ass, so it's not going to be the same. Secondly, when you're moving, grooving in this world and trying to make it on the way up, you're going to bump into all these people because you're one of them trying to move up. Sometimes your standards will be a little higher in some areas because the need, okay, to bring into a child in the world, you need to protect that child so that child one day is on YouTube saying, "Hi guys, I'm MrTacpans. That strap my father might have did well, but I banged my head so many times against the wall. I just wanted to open up the second level of this world and find out where we exactly are." Right now I'm doing a little moon search, Earth, one moon. Saturn, 61 moons, one moon on Earth, one moon on Saturn. We have our first match. Wait a second. I hear somebody calling my ass. What are you calling? Your urine, 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 urine. You're in where? You coming in? You flying in? Where you coming from? You're in what? You're in an ass? I don't get it. Ass? What? You're playing poker? No, you're fooling around me. It's a big bluff, right? Wow, you're in an ass? You ran? Where? Did you run? You ran? You ran? What is exactly saying? Uranus. Perfect for the Addams family. They only talk about the back end, the bottom end, the cutoff end. They block you out. They don't actually let you see exactly who they are. Either it's in personality or whatever. Okay, Uranus. Nus, wedding, ass, sun. N-U-S, S-U-N. You are, you ran. You are, and you ran to the sun. So isn't there a connection between that? You think it's just a name. Hey, man, just a name. Where'd it come from? Who chose the name? It's just a name. Like if it's just a name and it means nothing, then whoever chose it means nothing too. So whatever name you chose now has no value because somebody chose the name and it all means nothing. If the name means something, then the person who chose it must mean something. And within that person was something deeper that brought out the final name saying, yes, I love it, meaning they may see inside of that name themselves in order to accept it. And it is them. It is you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to no moons on Mercury and no moons on Venus, and no and on is off, and it's also part of pi. Of course it is. We have 0 on Mercury, 0 on Venus, 0 and 0. Well, let's put them together. It won't take up much space. But you know what? To a 10-10 world, right? This is where the bow tie of Budweiser comes in. Okay, the bow tie of Budweiser comes in like this, 8 and 9. What happens? Hold on a second. What happens? Okay, is 1 and 2 have no moons, 8 and 9 have no moons. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you exactly. Now, 7 is here, 8 is here, 9 is here. So I'm going to show you something. 1 and 2 and 8 and 9 and screwed up. Anyways, it comes out to the Budweiser bow tie. Okay. Pluto's moon takes partners with Mercury through the 5-hole, and it's a 10-10, and and Venus takes part through 5 into Neptune. Now, why I say it this way is because God is one corner, one corner, one corner, one corner. So God goes in the center. He pulls from Mercury directly, and God in the center, Jupiter gets it. And then he pulls from Pluto directly, and he gets it, he puts them together in a knot. Okay? And now you got moons. Then God goes into the beta world through the dice that's shaped on a corner diamond standing up, and he pulls the 2 and the 8 from below. It's a straight angle. And he ties them together. And now you got moons on both worlds. Venus runs with the Neptune 13 moons, and Mercury works with the few little itty-bitty, what is it, how many moons on Pluto? You know what? I don't even have it. I think it's 3. I think it's 3. Let me see, Mercury, Pluto, 3. This would be I. No, it wouldn't. It's taken up so many other places. It's not alone. Okay, now we're going to go to next. Not only that, you see, when we run the moons, Jupiter, okay, will collect Two black and two black. Jupiter goes like this. He goes to Venus, he sees no moons. He goes to Mars, he sees two. He goes to Saturn, he sees 61. 61 in the two of Mars is 63. Okay, and then and that's the 63 moons on Jupiter match. And then he goes from 63, he goes down to Pluto, and he makes it 66. 66. Whoop. All moons, no spirit thought. There's no connecting in here of all these moons. Do you know why? It created this, the 66 number. It's because Jupiter is the in-between of the connecting of these moons through 63 moons plus 3. Pluto gets to go in both of these to make 9 and 9. You need 9 and 9. 9 and 9 makes 81. Times 9, I think, is 729. 89. 7 times 7 times... No, 9 times 9 is 81 by 9 is 9. 9 is 729. 729. That means the seventh gate in the beta world. That's the pentagram tilt. You understand what I'm saying? 729, okay, is this over here. Oh man, I am so on. I am so on. I am so on, even if I don't say it properly. Oh, I feel it, my friends. I have to tell you when I feel it so you really know the truth. And hopefully you can see within my eyes that I am telling you that is so true. And I see it, and I see the emptiness, and I see the wholeness. It is insane. This is insane. Is this what bipolar is all about? Or would you rather me just sit back and go, yeah, so, yeah, sure, pound this? No. You have to go with the flow, the feeling that you know. Not in the bank of the snow where it melts on the go. It's time to believe and understand there is a God out there, a creator, and he's sending us messages. Sending them somewhere to someone, to who, I don't know. Thus and therefore, the only reason I can do this is because we are all receptors of the message. I'm no greater or more powerful than any of you. It's just that I have the seventh gate, the opening door, the understanding, the will, the want. And that is why I can go out here and tell all these stories, because I so deeply believe, and when you believe, there is no death forever. But yes, the thought of it does hurt. So what happens now, okay, is we had 66 moons. So now what I'm going to do next, okay, is I did only even numbers in this one. Now I'm going to do odd numbers. In odd numbers, we're going to start with Pluto at 63, and we're going to go to Mercury. Earth is 1, and then we're going to go to, we're not going to count Jupiter, and we're going to count 27 on Uranus, and we're going to count 3 on Pluto. Oh yeah, and the last one I had to redo it and add Neptune to it with 13. Anyways, what I get a total of is 30. I get a total of 30 right here. And what is the total made of? A 1. Okay, even I have 27 moons, okay? 27 moons on Uranus. I'm going to get off the bandwagon and do something a little bit different. 27 moons on Uranus, okay? So that would mean the hookup of Uranus moon would have to go from Uranus to Venus and back to Uranus again, because there's 27 moons. 2 and 7, we're talking about Uranus. Uranus has 27 moons. 2 is the planet Venus. 7 is the planet Uranus. So the electricity goes from 7 to 2, and from 2 back to 7, the opening of the 7th gate. Do you follow me? Now we're going to go to the next one. We're going to jump around. We're going to go to Mercury. Mercury has none. Okay? The 10 planet is Pluto, has 3. That means the receptor between the two connect to Earth. That means 1, which has no moons, connects to Earth regardless, jumping over or under 2, and at the same time connects to 9. Now, Mercury and Venus both have no moons, so they connect together. And since Mercury and Venus will have no moons connect together, and Venus is connected to Uranus by the moons, Uranus. The why Uranus is connected to the Venus is 27 moons on Uranus. The second planet is Venus. The seventh planet is Uranus. 7 and 2 is 9, which would be Pluto. And this would make this 2 up here, 7 and 9. Okay. At the same time, it would do that. Okay. Let me think. 7, 2, and 9. Yes, it gives you the answer. 7, 2, and 9. Where am I? 7, 2, and 9. 7, 2, and 9. Remember I just told the answer? 9 times 9 times 9 is 729. 729. 27 moons. Okay, on Uranus. Out to Venus, back to Uranus. 27 moons. Every time there's something marked, every one of these letters. Okay, even if I mark B on it, that's the thought in my head, and that's the order my mind put it in. I let it be, and I just take it for what it is. I let it be because it was the second thing on my mind. I let it A because it was my last thought. Right? Your first choice is your absolute last thought, because your last thought was to make the choice. So, a-loop, a-loop. That's my phone going down. A-loop. I think it's my little horse. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. Or what we were on was over here. I like that. Uranus, Venus. Okay, now if you want, you can do it this way. 7, the original numbers, because these are the only moons we have. And Venus, right, is 0. So we have a problem here. We have an absolute space taker. Venus gets 0 because they're her moons. And Uranus is 2 and 7, so he takes up 2 spots. So this is what we do. Okay, first we're going to eliminate the 0 and do it this way. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Now it connects to Jupiter, the 5th planet. 2 plus 7 is 9. 2 times 7 is 14. Reaches 23. Creation of the beta world. 23 now connects together Venus and Earth. And Venus and Earth connect together through Uranus because because in this world, the 1 is directed in the 2 position, and it brings up, and it skips over. 1 skips over 2 to get the 3. 2 and 3 connect together. Do you understand? It doesn't go to 2 and 3. As long as 1 connects to 3 and 2 connects to 3, they're both connected. And now, the letter E formation. How the letter E formation, okay? The letter E. The 1 jumps over 2, over to 3, and then comes back over here, back to 2. 2 to 3, over to 1, okay? And then back under again to 9. It stops here because in between here and here in roulette is the 6 number. Okay, here's the 9, here's the 3, here's the 6. So you end up making the E letter. And that's how the E is formed. Down here is the 5. Up here is the 5. In here is the 2. Between 1 and 3. 5, 2, 5. And the opening here. 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 6, 2, 5. The letter E, the E world. I'm not going to explain exactly how I got to it. It's not bullshit. I may have said a little bit too fast, and maybe I can't explain it exactly the way you need to be explained so that you understand for the better of all. We'll leave it at that. So I forgot to finish off a few more things about the moons because Mercury, Earth is 1. I'm just going back over this. Uranus is 27, is 28. And then Pluto is 3, is 31. Ha! We get back to 31 again. 1 and the letter E, how it connects back together and we connect with the seventh gate. Then there's all be friends. Neptune has 13 moons, Mercury and Earth. This is the number of moons to tell you the story of what it's talking about here. Sometimes there's more moons and sometimes there's less. So when you look, the message is different. So that's why every angle that you take, you'll see a different message, all including that one planet that we live on. So we have 8, 1, 3. 8 and 1 is 9, and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Earth and Pluto. 3 moons. Well, how does this? Oh, the third planet and the 9th planet. 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Saturn, Mercury, Saturn. 606. It can also be used at 616 because Saturn is on the left and Saturn is on the right. We can skip over Mercury. So we give Mercury a 0. Saturn is the 6th and 6th planet. 606. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Now we go on to Mercury and Venus. Mercury is the first planet, Venus the second planet. 1 and 2 is 3. Home Pluto, just give me a second because something is bothering me. Hold on a second. Yes, yes, it does. It says that Pluto has 3 moons. So now, if you go over to Pluto, right, and Pluto to the 1010 planet, okay, is Mercury. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where is it? Oh. You see, in Pluto, which has 3 moons, which is also the 1010 to Mercury, has no moons. I marked it in as 4. Okay. Wait, no, this is up here. I didn't mark this in. This was just a waiting one right here because this is the 9th part. There have to be 9, 8, A to I. There have to be all the planets starting first. Okay, and their moons. So there's another 3 here. We have a total of how many 3s? 1, 2, 3. Let me see this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 3s. There's 4 3s, and then there's 5 3s, pending if you put Pluto with Mercury, because Pluto and Mercury is the 10th planet. So anyways, there's 4 3s. 4 by 3 is 12, and that's one of the reasons for the dozens. 3 planets. Now 4 by 3 is 12, and 1 and 2 is 3 again. Now, what we have left here, I'll use over here, is 4, because the Earth, not Earth. How come I can't find this? The Neptune moons, which is 13. Well, anyways, I don't know why I can't see this. Where am I? Where am I? 5. Okay, let's go to this one here. I'm going to do what I can see. So then we're going to go to Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter has 63 moons. The 3rd planet is Earth. The 6th planet is Saturn. 5, 3, 6. 8, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. This is center. Right center. And even on your telephone, this is center. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? 5. That's the center of everything. Then this would be man. This says 6. Man 6. Mars and Venus, 2nd planet. Okay. And I'm sorry. And why am I picking 4224? What does this have to do with anything? Let me turn this around. Mars is the 4th planet. Sorry, it's hard to read and look at the screen. Mars is the 4th planet. Venus is the 2nd, making that number combination 6. Now we have 3, 4, which is Earth and Mercury. Okay. How do we get Earth and Mercury together? From Neptune. Neptune has 13 moons. 1 planet is Mercury, 3 planet is Earth. 1 and 3 is the total of 4. So we did 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we get over to 8. Now let me see this. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold on. You don't mind because this is very important that I get this out. 3, 3, 5, 6. Did I do all the moons? Mercury and Venus, Mercury and Pluto. First planet, Mercury. Listen to this. Mercury is the first planet. Pluto's the 9th. 1 and 9 is 10. On those 2 planets, there's 3 moons. So we have the 8th. Uranus, Venus, Pluto. What happens is it's on an, if you ever take a look, when the 2 goes to do something, she does this. When Beta goes to work, she does this. When God goes to work, he does this. The number 1 and the number 7. When they go to work together, they make this. So let me get back to these planets here and these moons, because it shows that ground zero is an empty space. And in that ground zero is the most important area that you can ever be in your life. Zero, because zero in pool is also known as the half ball, because it's in between the 8 to the 9, and if the 15 extended back, it would be the ball between the 1 and the 15. So it's the half ball. Remember I told you we jump over? How do you make 0? This is how you make 0. You jump over this way, you jump under this way, you come back to the beginning where you started, and you got the number 0. Why? Because you were jumping all around number 2, but you never landed on her. Make 0. You went to 360 degrees, okay? You never went into the center. There's something in the center. You never crossed the center. So that center is free. It's pure. So all these moon theories, Pluto on Earth, okay? Neptune, Mercury, Earth, Mercury, Venus, okay? Saturn, Mercury, Saturn. Oh, another thing, excuse me. No moons on Mercury and no moons on Venus. And that's all because of the spirit, angel, and man. Those are the eggs, the golden eggs of Christmas, my friends. On the 10th day of Christmas, my dear love gave to me. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. 1 and 2 is 3. Nothing else is free. Just come to me. On the 12th day of Christmas. On the 13th day of Christmas. 3rd. You hear it? On the 3rd day of Christmas. Okay, 13 would actually be starting at the 3rd. You understand what I'm saying? How can I say this? Excuse me, 13 would actually be starting on the 4th. And it's all about 1, 2, 3. So you got to take the song and put 1, 2, 3 together, what you got on the 1st day, 2nd day, and 3rd day, and implement it, okay, on what you do on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Put those presents together. I think they'll work out. I'm not sure whether to split the deck or cut the deck. Do we cut it in half at the beginning or at the end? You know what I'm saying? Which world are we working in is depending what part of the deck we cut. If he takes out too many cards, right, we'll only be building half a story, and we'll really never get a good card count. So he only cuts. That's why they make a bad cut, because of the storybook. Listen, God tells stories in many, many ways. So then we have heaven equals empty space between 79 and 44. Now, I wrote this down, but 79, like I said, is Y and Y, because Y is sometimes I, and Z after Z and before Z. Do you follow what I'm saying? We skip over the Z with a Y and a Y, and a Y is sometimes a Y, and at the end of the alphabet we say sometimes Y, which connects back to A, and it's an upside down Y, because who told you which way I can write which way? Because I'm telling the same story. You understand what I'm saying? Even if I went to class and put half my stuff upside down, a teacher gives me a 0, I tell the teacher like this: where I'm from, this is the way it works. Okay? I can't right now learn a whole new language in writing, but I can read you and write to you in my language. That's my language. I jump over things and I leave things out. They call it line dot 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 dot. It's just some kind of mesmeric game of craziness, the greatest thing that God could have ever done. Thank God. Anyways, let me jump off this. Jupiter, Earth, Saturn. Jupiter has 63 moons. Included in it is Earth and Saturn. So how is Earth and Saturn connected back to Jupiter? Because we supposedly live on Earth, but there's a chance we are actually living. Let me show you this. I'm going to try and show you this. If I can show you this now. If I can show you this now. Okay. 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 You see this dot here? This is Venus. Earth is in here. Saturn is in here. We're between the four corners. We're somehow on this corner over here, right here. I don't know how come. I don't know how it works. I do know that this is a 2 and this is a 3 is 5. This is a 5 is 10. And this is a 6 is 16. One spirit of the sixth man is the seventh gate. And that's where it shows the seventh gate. Shows the seventh gate right there. I can't believe it. Let me get a couple of cards up. See the seventh gate. Remember what I just told you? It's on a corner. Okay, I told you it's right there. It's supposed to be in between. I don't know why it's there. This is it. We're not in the center. How come we're not in the center? Because if we were actually in the center, how can I explain it? The center is where the explosion is from. Man gets to be the ripple, basically. So he has to be just off center. Like I said, the Middle East. Isn't that where your heart is on your body? Same place? Sort of like the Middle East. So we'd be 0.5 between here, 0.5, 0.5, 1, 6. The total is 7. So we would be, I'm not sure if we would be 0.7. I'm not sure exactly what the number is yet. I just discovered this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th dot is there. Fuck. That's our heart. The center of our universe is in our heart. That's what it shows. That's insane. Anyways, I did that little thing on the planets. If anybody has anything to say, it also shows when I said between heaven and empty space is 8, 13, 14, 36, and 5 is 41, 51, 55. The word heaven has a letter count of 55, which means Jupiter and Jupiter. Empty, E-M-P-T-Y, is 25, 35, 45, 55, 61, 71, 74, 79. Empty, as the count is 79. Okay, empty, because you're jumping over it. Wow. And then space is 44. In between 79 and 44 is 35. 52 cards in the deck, and the one spirit joker, the red one, is 53. Reverse that is 35. And the empty space of heaven and the joker is right inside every single man. God knows we're here. How does he know? I want to ask you a question. If you watch this video, I guess God can do 100 million of these, right? So he's here. Then again, we get the 35, right? Remember what I said to you? 79 and 44. In between is 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. I just jumped over the 8 by 7. Here's 44, which is 8 again. 7, 9 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. Through the 7th gate, I jumped over 8 in space. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. There are probably a lot of things I did not say. The Uranus deal, I already did this already. Moon call. There's another number in Quebec. 1 moon call. 1 moon call. You remember this? Okay. You remember that? Where did it go? Remember the rounded A I just showed you? You know the round circle with the A? And the round circle with the A makes its A. It creates a C-U-L-A. Qual. It means which. In Spanish, it would mean which. Is that which this or which that? Would it be the letter count of which? Would it be the letters of it? It would be it all. We're not getting into it. 1 moon. I showed this yesterday. The 1 plus the 13th letter is 14. The O is the 15th letter. They separate 1 each. They don't otherwise. If you put O over O, it loses itself. It becomes 1. If the same match goes over itself, it becomes 1. So they have to be separated from each other to keep them whole. So you have the moon, 15th letter, 14th letter. Cuz, what does this mean? 3rd letter, Earth, 1 moon. Okay? Cuz. It means to, it means this. It means that 3 Earth to the 1 moon of these numbers is the numbers of pi, telling us a story. Yes, 31. So since Earth is the 3rd planet with 1 moon, okay, which, where are they? Moons. Ah, yes. Because Earth has 1 moon as the 3rd planet, and Neptune has 13 moons. Now they're connected in a way. Everybody gets to get connected. Wait a second. Mars. No, let's go to, who can we go to in moons? Who can we go to? We can go to Jupiter. So we go to the Jupiter moon. And what do we see? 5th planet plus the Jupiter moons, 63. 5th planet, 68. 6 and 8, heaven of man. Wow. 68. 6 and 8 is 14. Wow, the end passage. 1 and 4 is 5. Hey, just comes back to Jupiter again. Jupiter to the moons of Jupiter, to all the moons around, and ends up at Jupiter. Again, let's take another planet. Uranus, the 7th planet, 27 moons. 27 and 7, 34, equals 7, 7th planet. Reverse back to 7. Let's try it with Neptune. Neptune, oh, I already did that. Neptune, the 8th planet, 13 moons. 8 and 13 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. But it doesn't mention the same thing as that. Why is it 3? Because 3, bringing it to the 1010 is 4. And the 4, bringing it to 1010 is 6. Hold on, I don't want to explain it that way. I see the answer, I just can't explain it. So there would be 34 moons, and they would, if it was 34, they would now connect to Earth and on Mars. They're all, don't forget, you call someone, you call. The moons are like calling stations, satellites, sending out, receiving. It's not only going out, some don't, some go out, some doesn't come in, you know what I'm saying? Like when they go for 61 moons on Saturn, which used to always be marked at 60, that is the one spirit. And we all know the one is very special because in roulette, okay, the first one is red. The second time you see one, it's black. The third time you see one in the one position, okay, it's red again. And the next time you see it, it's black. Red, black, red, black, red, black. And then you start to play back around, and then you start to understand How come it came in this sequence and then that sequence? I'm telling you, if you put a lot of my work together, you will have the anarhythm to figure out exactly what's coming up next, basically, because it seems to always work out. We'll finish off with Pluto before we take this cassette to a binding halt. Okay, Pluto has 3 moons. They're the 9 planets. 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The same thing as Neptune. 8th and 9th planet, they're both next to each other. For sure they're playing in bed together. Well, at least I know they are. There's more to say. You must ask me the question. If you want to hear something specific, ask me a specific question. I like this thing about the moons. Ask me about the elements. Go look at element number 66. Go look at element number 67. 67 will be so much more superior, but will almost be completely the same as 66. Don't forget, if you mix A with B, where are you mixing it? You got to put it in a bowl. And that's C. Then it goes somewhere into your stomach. That's D. Then you go to the bathroom, you shit it out. Skip over E, because the E is the toilet hole. So you go into the bathroom, you do a 1 and a 2. You're the 3 because you're walking man. So you're also the 6. At birth, you were 9. You pass through the 7th gate, and that can't be changed. You don't own it. You've used it. You take upon yourself a spirit. God said, hey, kid, take a little spirit with you and have a good time down there. Be careful. Don't get too rough. And watch out that you don't get roughed up. Raphael, 7286. Ask me at will. In the constellation and thanking of the MrTacpans, the constellation of Pegasus, 7286, and the Maya men, in honor of all Maya men, in honor of all Maya men, in honor of all angels who had to come here and suffer to build just to show us one of the routes home through the pyramids. I see part of the path. I'm starting on pyramids, but for now, pyramids have to be left to be on there because I've done them once before, and yes, there is a message inside. What the hell do I know? Is this shit over yet? Hey, can I leave the script now? I'm finished reading from this part. This is bullshit, man. Reading all that crap. I got a bunch of people out here probably taking me seriously. Of course I'm putting it on. Don't cut this out, my friends. That would be insane. Okay, I had enough of you. We got to share with everybody the truth, okay? Just bring God out here right now and put him on screen. Don't make me act out the part. Oh, Jesus, come to town one day and take my place, and then you'll see the truth come upon the light of the Almighty.